Well, we have a lot to talk about because we are coming into the home stretch here of the regular season. And so I want to talk about some highs and lows to start things off. But first off, guys, we had that great game on Sunday, the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Boston Bruins. It was billed as a playoff type game. And then all of a sudden it was a 1-0 lead for the Pittsburgh Penguins in the third, a bit less offensive production than probably we thought. But this Penguins team looks real good right now. What specifically, Jonesy, in that game did you like about Pittsburgh that's been making them so dangerous down the stretch here?
I liked how they were willing to defend at the expense of taking offensive opportunities, and that's unusual for a highly skilled team. You often measure your game by how many times you're trying to put it past the opposition's netminder, not how much you're defending and doing the right thing in your own zone. So I give them a lot of credit. They're a well-coached team, and I thought it was a really disciplined effort. They didn't take a penalty, but they were disciplined in their defensive approach. And that led to the 1-0 win. So that's an important win for them, some big points, and they keep the Bruins at least thinking about the New York Rangers below them.
Yeah, I thought when they're at home, Mike Sullivan didn't really shy away from that matchup. Perfection line for the Boston Bruins drives a lot of their offense, and having Sidney Crosby going head-to-head, that was a thing that I watched most of that afternoon game, and it was, telling that Jake Guentzel scored that goal. Guentzel and Russ are tremendous, really solid defensive players. Sidney Crosby plays a 200-foot game, so you're going to have to make sure that you mind what you're doing in the defensive zone first when you're playing against those guys. The perfection line, they were perfect. They just couldn't score. And, 1-0 game is a perfect example of what playoff hockey is going to look like in a few weeks.
Well, you guys mentioned the Boston Bruins, and I mean, right on their tail right now are those New York Rangers playing tremendous hockey. You look at the Bruins and things are not perfect there right now. They're going to try and correct some of the issues they had on Sunday afternoon against the Penguins, but can they make the playoffs, Jonesy? Will they hold on to that fourth and final spot?
Yeah, I don't think the Rangers will get there. I think that they're going to make it close, though. I do think that it's going to go down to the last, I would say, 3 games of the season, maybe the last couple. But I think the Bruins managed to maintain their position. They do have a couple games in hand as well. And the Rangers, I think, are going to have a couple games in there that they're not going to perform to the same level that they have in some of their more recent performances, including the Zibanejad hat trick yesterday. They've got a lot of gifted offensive players. I think the loss of Jacob Trouba on the back end is going to prove to be too large of a loss as these games become that much more important in the next few days and weeks.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big test for the Rangers coming down the stretch here. I think they gained some valuable lessons last year, getting in that playoff postseason, playing against the Carolina Hurricanes. Didn't work out the way they expected to work out, but I agree with Jonesy. I think the Boston Bruins have way too much experience for them to falter. I think the New York Rangers still have young players that are going through this for the first time, like Alexis Lafreniere in particular, even though he showed that he's been making strides as a first-year player compared to what he was doing the first couple months of the season. But Tuukka Rask, I like him too much in net. I don't think there's been any shortfalls in his game, and I really believe the Boston Bruins will get it done.